Okay, so I am excited to share with you some new tools that we had come across over the week. Okay, so I want to ask a question. How many of you are doing a recruiting activity at your parties? Raise your hand. Okay, now I want you to be honest because this is important. How many of you are doing a recruiting activity at your parties every time? Every time. Okay, good. Because that is the key to success. Okay, you have to do it all the time. Now, let me, well, years ago when I first started the business, I was so excited about this business. I loved it. I loved the product. It was something that was just passionate. It just came out of me naturally. And Stephanie had asked us, or gave us a challenge to earn a dessert social after a meeting just like this with our regional at the time. Her name was Leslie Boyd Bradley. So I wanted to earn it, and of course I did. And I got to go out to dessert with her. And one of the things that I wanted to ask was, what did you do to be successful in this business? What was the one thing, if you could tell me what you did, what would it be? And she said, recruit, recruit, recruit. She said, let the cream rise, because it will, and those that don't want to do it, don't let them bring you down. So my advice to you is recruit, recruit, recruit. Let the cream rise, and don't let anybody bring you down. Because those that want this business will work, and those that don't will not. Okay? So just ask. Okay? LaVon said something last week that really made me think too. She said, don't look for quality, look for quantity, okay? Because the quality will happen by the training, okay? Anybody can learn this business when we do it. Okay, so the first thing I want to share with you is something that I'm going to do at my parties with the holidays coming up. What I'm going to do is I play an auction game throughout my party. Some of you might use tickets, and you might use other, activities. Whatever you're using, just incorporate this however you would. So what I would do is during the recruiting part of my party, which is normally at the very beginning, I would say, okay, so for some extra auction money, I'm going to pass around a Christmas shopping list. Okay, so I'm going to pass it around with some extra money. I want each of you to take this list, and it lists the people that you would normally buy for on the left-hand corner. What I want you to do is put a dollar amount next to each person. I'm going to give you a minute to do it. Okay, so go ahead and start doing it. Write the dollar amount of what you would normally pay for that on that, well, spend on that person. Okay, so put it there. Okay, give them that minute. Once they're done, and you'll see the pin stop, then ask them to total it. Okay, so now they have it total. Now what you're going to ask is, how many of you have the cash to, pay for this debt here? Anybody? Does anybody have the cash to pay for your Christmas? Anyone? Okay. Well, look around. You're not alone. How many of you are thinking what credit card you're going to use in order to pay for this? Anyone? Okay. And then you have the interest on top of that you're going to have to also pay back on in addition to this. Okay. I would love to offer you the Tupperware opportunity. I love this business. I joined 13 years ago, and I joined only for fun. It wasn't about the money, but it was the money that kept me in. I would love to offer you the opportunity to have a debt-free Christmas. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a minute to ask me any question you want, any question at all about the Tupperware business. Not about the product, because we're going to talk about that in a second, okay? So just about the business. So for extra auction money, anybody have some questions, and I would let them start asking. Okay, and you just start answering. If you're new and you don't know, that's okay. Just say, honestly, I don't know the answer, but, write that down on the top of your order form, and I'll find out from my manager tomorrow, and I'll call you back. Okay? Don't be afraid. I always used to say that. If you don't know, don't lie. Just tell them the truth. I don't know, but I'll find out. Okay? So don't be afraid. So once they're done asking the questions, then I would say, okay, now I have a door prize slip. I'm going to pass it around. I want each of you to fill one of these out. Okay, so I'm going to pass it around. If you have a writing pin of your own, I'm going to give you 2 additional auction dollars. So bring out those writing pins now, because that way you never lose your pins at parties. Okay, so then let them fill it out. Once you see the pin stop, then you're going to ask him to turn it over. So turn around is fair play. I want you to number 1 through 6. I'm going to now ask you 6 questions. Okay? And there is the 6 questions that has been going around for quite a while. Some of us have used this in the past but then quit. So start using it again. So first question. From all the things I just shared with you tonight about the Tupperware business, which one appealed to you the most? Let them write it down. Next question, number 2. Yes, no, or maybe. This is going to be on the Razzmatazz site, so don't worry about knowing it all by heart. Yes, no, or maybe. Could you see yourself doing what I do? Number 3, tell me why. Number 4, it's yes or no. Just yes or no. Would you be interested in receiving some more information about the Tupperware business? Number 5, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being sign me up tonight and 1 being please don't call me, what is your level of interest? Number 6, I've built my business on referrals. Can you think of other people that you may know that maybe want to host a party, maybe would like to sell, or even have a fundraiser with me? If you have a couple people that you know of, write their name down and put a C next to it if you think they want to sell, an H if you think they want to host, or an F if you think they want to do a fundraiser. Okay? Okay, so let's turn it in and we'll do a drawing right now. Okay, so that would be the first one. Okay? The second one you could use at your parties, and you can also use at events. So what this is just giving them 2 scenarios of person A and person B. Okay, so I'm going to talk about person A and person B. Person A is working an 8-hour day. Okay? So she works 8 hours a day at $15 an hour, which is good pay. That's $120 a week. $120 times, a day. $120 a day times 5 equals $600 a week that she would make. Okay? But then there's taxes involved, which is 25%. So taking away the taxes, that's $150, then her take-home pay would be $450. But she has children and she has to pay for childcare now. So she's going to take $150 out of that, and that brings her down to $300 a month. Okay, well, she needs gas in order to get back and forth to work, which is $50. So now she's making $250. Okay, so $250 times 4 weeks is $1,000. Okay, so she's working 40 hours a week, which is 160 hours a month for $1,000. That ends up being $6 an hour. That's person A. Okay? Wow. Now person B is a Tupperware consultant. And she's working 3 hours a day, just 3 hours a day. She's doing 5 parties a week, which is at a $450 average. She's bringing in sales of $2,250. So $2,250 times 4 weeks is $9,000 in personal sales. Now that's just sales, but we make 25% of what we sell. Okay, so that would be $2,250. But we also get a 10% bonus on top of that. So 9,000 times 10% is 900. So if you add the 2 together, that's $3,150. That's some good money, and that's before taxes. Okay. We also earn gifts, so you would get that on top of the profit. So 3 hours a day times 5 is 15 hours a week. 15 times 4 is 60 hours a week to make that type of money, which is $45 a month. I'm sorry, thank you. Okay, which is $45 an hour. Would you like to be person A who goes to Kohl's and fills out an application and hopes she'll be hired? Or would you like to join my team and fill my application out right now and know you will be hired? Which would you like to do? Okay. Now, here's another scenario for you. If you want that debt-free Christmas, if you want a debt-free Christmas before Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving is 6 weeks away. If you wanted to do it, list down on the side here, 1 party all the way to 5 parties. So say you wanted to do 3 parties a week in 6 weeks, you would make $2,400 in profit. Okay, so you can pay for your Christmas. Does that sound good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you want to do more, you would just figure out how many parties you want to do and just go straight across, and then how many weeks out. Okay, so before Christmas you can make a lot more, but this is just before Thanksgiving, which is when you're going to start doing your holiday shopping, right? Okay, so those are the 2 ways and the tools that I would use in order to start doing activities at your parties and at your events. Anybody have any questions?